morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk and I'm reaching out to the student body. Okay, students, welcome back to the channel. It seems like we got a nice little project to work on here. Nothing really serious. Let's look at what we got here. 4.4 packet tracer, configure a wireless router and client. We're going to do some connecting devices. We're going to configure a wireless router, and then we're going to configure some IP addresses. In this scenario, which I suggest everyone read, is just basically talking about a friend needing help to do a setup in their home. So let's go ahead and knock out the first part of it. Connect the coaxial cable. Okay, so we got in the network components, click connection, locate and click the coaxial cable. Click the cable splitter, and then we're gonna go coaxial 1 and click the cable modem and then port 0. And we're gonna repeat this. Coaxial 2 on the cable modem to port 0 on the TV. So let's do that part. Let's get the first part out the way. Let's go look at what we got here. So as you can see, we got a nice little setup going over here. So we're gonna come down here to this little blue squiggly line, which is coaxial, and we're gonna go over here to this cable splitter, and we're gonna click on that, and we're gonna say coaxial 1. Then we're gonna come over here to the cable modem, which is right here, and we're gonna click on that, and we're gonna say port 0. Now let me check and make sure I got the right port. It says cable splitter port coaxial 1, and then cable modem port 0. I hit the right one. Now let's go back and finish it up. Now we're gonna come get the blue, and we're gonna come over here to the box again, and we're gonna click on coaxial 2, and then we're gonna go to the TV, and we're gonna get port 0, and we got it going. I'm gonna go ahead and push this button a little, see what we got. So I'm gonna check because that looked like it's a little red, but let me go check and make sure I set it up right. It says here, repeat the previous steps to connect coaxial 2 on the cable modem to port 0 on the TV. We did that, but we got else right here. It says click the TV and then click on your status. Okay, I didn't see that. If your connections are correct, you should see an image. So let's go back to the TV. We're gonna click on the TV. Okay, it says click the TV. It's turned off. We're gonna turn on the status. There it is. It's working. Okay, now that we did that, let's go ahead and finish this up. We're gonna move over here to the document. We're gonna go down here. Now in step 2, it says connect the network cables. So we want to click connections and then click copper straight through cable. It looks like a solid black line, so we're gonna go ahead and shrink down that. So we have right here copper straight through. We're gonna click that. Where do we want us to go? It says here click the office PC and connect to the cable to the fast Ethernet port. Locate the home wireless router and click it. We're gonna click Giga Ethernet port 1. Okay, let's go do that. PC right here, and we're gonna go fast Ethernet. And from there, we're gonna go to the cable modem. We're gonna Ethernet 1. We knocked that out. Yay! So we went from copper straight through, office PC, home wireless router, and we got that. It says repeat the previous steps to connect the bedroom to the Giga Ethernet port 2 on the home wireless router. So let's go do that too. So we're gonna come get another cable cord, copper straight through. I'm gonna take the home wireless router. Hopefully that won't keep jumping down on me. I'm gonna go to 2, and then I'm gonna go to the PC here, fast Ethernet. So we got that. Speed it up. Let's go back to it. So we did that on the wireless router. And it says for the home wireless router to access the internet over the cable TV provider network, the cable modem must be connected to the home wireless router internet port. This is also done with a copper straight through cable. Connect port 1 to the cable modem, and then to the internet of the wireless home router. So Let's see if we can do that. It appears that we're gonna come right here and we're gonna get the cable, this cord here, and it looks like we're gonna click on here, go to the internet, and then click right here, and we're gonna click the port, and we got it all shining green. Looks good, people, looks good. Let's take a look at that. So we got it all right for the home wireless router, access cable TV provider network, the cable modem. So we got all that together. Let's move down a little and see what we got right here. Configure the wireless router. Most home wireless routers are configured by using a graphical user interface, that is access through the computer web browser. So we're going to do that part here. We're going to access the home wireless router GUI. Click Office PC, desktop, and then IP address. Let's go take a look at that. We're going to go to Office PC right here. And we're going to go, of course, to desktop. And it looks like we're going to go to IP config. Okay, that looks good. IP config, it says click DHCP on the Office PC, and we're going to say DHCP. It should give us some IP addresses, and you can see it did. Excellent. Let's go back over here. So we did that. It says after a brief delay, we will get an IP address. Okay, so that pretty much took care of that. Note, IP address is the default gateway. It says make a note of the address for the default gateway. The default gateway is the device that provides devices on the network, home network, with access to outside networks such as the internet, case study, and all that. So let's go get that default gateway real quick. This is the default gateway 192.168.1.0.1. I can remember that. That's nothing to remember. Just make sure you remember your default gateway. Let's go down. It says keeping the Office PC window open. Close the IP config window and then click the web browser. Enter in IP address on the home wireless router default gateway. So that's why they wanted you to remember it. So I'm gonna close this. Go to web browser. Click that and open it up. And I'm gonna go 192.168.0.1, and then I'm gonna go over here and just click go. Okay, now that we have this right, which is good, let's go ahead and put the username and the password in. And as you can see, okay, now let's go ahead and grab this username and password. So the admin, I'm gonna grab that. We'll come back over here, put that in. Tab down, paste it in, and we're in here. We completed that task. Let's move to the next thing. Okay, now that we have this configured, let's go back and look at our instructions. Configure basic settings. It says in this step you will configure a new username and password for the wireless router and limit the number of IP addresses that DHCP will issue. You are currently viewing configuration options under the setup tab. Locate the network setup area. This is where you will configure the router DHCP server settings. Locate the maximum number of users field, enter 10. So let's see if we can find a maximum number of users field. So here's the network setup, and we're gonna come down here. We got enable, IP addressing, maximum number of users for 10. We taking out 50 and putting 10. So now that we did that, it says scroll down to the bottom of the page and click save settings. So we're gonna go down, save settings. Okay, settings have been saved. Okay, let's go back and see what's next. Note, is it is possible that you will lose your connection to the router. Click go in the web browser to reload. So let's go check that out. Let's see if we lost connection. Yes, we did. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions. Okay, click go in the web browser to reload the GUI page. You will need to close the web browser. Click IP configuration and toggle between DHCP and static to refresh the IP address for the office. So let's go do that. It wants us to close this. Go to IP. I'm gonna go to static and I'm gonna go back here. Got it toggling. It gives us pretty much the same information, but now that we did that, static of your addressing office, then it says verified office PC has an IP address configuration with 192, and then go back to the browser. So let's go back to the browser real quick. Okay, we're gonna close this. Click on the browser and get that open. This time when we type this in, it's gonna be 192.168.0.2. If I'm not mistaken, that should be the IP address. No, my fault. We're gonna go back to the default gateway. And there we go. So we got back into the default gateway. Okay, it says click the administration tab here. Oh, admin, it says, and admin. So we got to put admin in. Remember last time, this was the IP, the username and password. Let's go ahead and throw that in. Okay, we're back. We're back in here. Let's go back to the instructions, see what we got here. It says click the administration tab, where here you can change the admin password, enter the confirm my password 1 in the new column. I'm gonna take this copy of this because that's, if I'm gonna change it, I want to make sure it goes in correct. And then we got to do the save settings, and you will be prompted to log in again, and we got to just go with this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that so we can close this out. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the administrative tab. It would be up here somewhere, administration. Then we're gonna change the password. Of course, you see me take a copy of it. Then I'm gonna come down here and save that. Now it wants me to log back in, so I go add man. Once I put admin, I'm going to go ahead and put in the password so we can get back in there. We are back. Okay, with that being said, let's go back to our instructions. So we covered all of this pretty much. Okay, so we are back with step 3, configure a wireless LAN. And it's really simple with this. Most of you have already did this at home, so you know how to do it. You have completed this task many times inside of your own home. So basically, we're gonna go to wireless tab, then we're gonna go 2.5 gigahertz and enable it. Then we're gonna go to default and put in the name. We're gonna save it, and from saving it, we're gonna have the MyHome network. And basically, let's go do that so we can get that out the way. So if you paid attention to it, we left from setup, which we was here, and administrative, we made changes there, and now we at wireless. So once we did that, completed that task, it says now you will be configuring security in MyHome network. This will prevent unauthorized people from connecting the network. Okay, so let's come down here. As we notice that the security is currently disabled on 3 wireless networks. You are only using 2.4 gigahertz. This is, and select 2. So it says click the drop down menu for the 2.4 gigahertz and network and select personal. So let's go do that right now. So we're gonna come down here to the drop down menu. I thought I put my network in here. Let me do that again. My home. Let me check that and make sure that's correct. I thought I already did that. Let's go back up here. My home. Yeah, my home. My home. Let me go down and save that. See what we got. Okay, it's good now. Okay, so we made the changes. My home. And we got enable. Okay, so everything looks good. Now let's go over here to the wireless security and go back over here. And we see that we want to change that wireless security to, like right here, it says scroll back to the top of the window, click wireless security. We're going to change that to WPA personal. So let's go do that. 2.4 WPA 2 personal. There we go. Let's see if there's any other changes we got to make. So once we do WPA 2 personal, this is strong enough. And we just gonna put a passphrase in there. Let's see what that passphrase is gonna be right here. I'm gonna cut that out. It says more settings are revealed. WPA 2 personal requires a passphrase. So let's go put a passphrase in there. So we got passphrase right here. We're gonna drop that in. There you go. Let's get that little period out because that would be a problem. Okay, once we put the passphrase in, let's come down here. It says all we gotta do is say save settings and close the browser window for PC. Let's go back to that. Come down, save settings, check and make sure everything's changed. It is, and we're gonna now close it. There we go. So we have configured that. Now the rest of this is configuring IP address and testing it. You know how to configure IP addresses. We can go to Office PC desktop web browser. Enter this here and click go. After a brief delay, we should see a web page. I am not going to jump into these particulars because I know you guys know how to do this. This is basically just changing the IP address. And plus, I want to leave some work for you to finish it off. Let me see. I'm going to go mess with this though. I'm going to go Office PC desktop web browser. So let's do that. We at the Office PC already. Yeah, we still here. And we're going to go to desktop, and then we're gonna go back to web browser here. Okay, we're back at the web browser. Now let me make sure I chose the Office PC desktop. Now it wants me to type in this here and click go. Let's see if the web page appears. So I'm gonna bring this down. I'm gonna click right here, paste it, click go. It looks like it changed, but let's see how long it takes. It says it will take a minute, so we're gonna come back over here, fast forward time if we wanted to. Loading an external web page verifies that the PC connectivity of the PC. Okay, let's see if that happened. It is. Welcome to Skills for All. That is right there. That was something real quick and fast. You can do the same thing with the laptop, but I'm gonna close it off right here because mainly the rest of this is pretty much the same. So we successfully completed this task. You see everything is working, lit up, jumping around. I'm gonna click the fast track, and it's actually doing extremely well. So I hope that this helped you out. And this is Professor Sistrunk. Don't forget to like and share, and I'll see you in the next video log.